absorb what's going on. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's let Lori find her way. But we can go ahead and get started. So we'll take a comfortable seat. Roll the shoulders up and away from the ears. Keeping the chest lifted, we'll drop the nose just a bit toward the floor. And eyes closed or soft. Tuning into that breath. How are you breathing today? And opening your awareness to the body. How's the body today? So using the exhale as a way to let go of the thoughts, of the energies that you don't need for your practice. You can extend out the exhale, give you a little bit of time just to let that all go. Let go of the tension, let go of anything you don't need for your practice. And into that space that you're creating with that exhale, you start to draw in the inhale, things that you do need for your practice. Things that would be balancing to your being. Focusing on the qualities of what you're drawing in. Where would it reside in the body? What would that energy feel like? And alternating between the breaths. On the exhale, releasing a little more. On the inhale, drawing in a little more. Taking time with the breath. Taking time in the transition phase to really focus. And notice if your awareness has moved up or down the spine. Are you more in your head or are you more in the body? Are you too low in the body and feeling a little sluggish? Are you too in the head, feeling a little spacey? Trying to bring about balance, using the energies around you and within you. A couple more full breaths here. And on your next inhale, slowly open the eyes and come back into your space. All right, let's work with the neck. We'll drop the nose down toward the floor and then circle with the neck. Drawing a big circle with the tip of your nose. Go at any speed like this and just feeling into the neck. We'll pause in that direction and we'll go the other way. And the next time that you're back in the starting place, we'll pause there and then lift the head. Let's bring the hands back behind. We'll draw the shoulders together and down. It's a little bit of a back bend, lifting the center of the chest up toward the ceiling. It feels okay on the neck. You might look back behind. You could just look straight ahead. Opening the whole front line of the body. Inhale, come on, back up to center. Let's interlace the fingers. We'll take the hands forward and up and over the head, elbows straight. So Ayurveda talks a lot about tuning into the sensory body, all of our senses. We're going to start today by noticing our sense of sight. So without turning your head, we're going to open the eyes, really open the eyes so you can see, seeing what's straight in front of you, seeing maybe what's above. Again, don't turn the head. Just really seeing around you, seeing the sides of what's around you, peripheral vision. Don't move the head. And then keeping the head steady. We're going to allow the eyes to soften. So you still have the eyes open, but just softening the gaze, noticing the effect that that has. Tuning into the peripheral side, your peripheral vision. And I'm bringing the hands down now. Change the interlace of the fingers and then push forward and bring the hands back up, other side. Keeping your eyes soft but open now. And tune in to what you can hear. Open your ears. Notice all of the sounds that are coming to you. Stay tuned, stay connected to what you can hear. And in the same way now that we softened the eyes, soften your awareness of your hearing, but still be aware of what you have there. So softening the effort, but maintaining a connection to the awareness. Notice the effect that that has on your being. And you'll bring the hands back down. Let's release. Let's take a turn to the left and a twist here. And on inhale, we'll come back through center and twist to the other side. So sight and hearing, two things that we always have available to us. Except maybe when we're sleeping. Oftentimes we tune out certain things, and that may be appropriate. Other times, we just want to soften the effort around the sight or the hearing. Still be aware of what's there. On an inhale, I come on back to center. I'm going to take the feet now into a Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together and a little bit forward. Not too far forward, just a little bit forward. Sit bones down and even. I'm going to come on forward here. You can bring your hands forward and you might even take your head down if that feels okay. Now here you can allow the eyes to close. I'm going to tune in to the sense of feeling of touch. Notice what is touching your skin, clothes, the mat, the air in the room. Open your awareness completely to the sense of touch throughout the whole body. The same way that we did with the eyes and the ears, really opening, hyper open your sense of touch. And then maintaining the connection to the body, soften your effort around the sense of touch. Notice what fades when you do that, the effect on the body. On inhale now, I'm going to come on back up. Let's release the knees. Let's work our way into a hands and knees. Hands and knees position. From your hands and knees, once you're here, it's going to a cat-cow. As you move through your cat-cow, seeing if you can maintain an awareness to that softened visual, softened audio, and softened sense of touch. It's not an ignoring, it is just softening around that sense. So you can stay present without overworking. So that you can stay aware. A couple more here in your cat-cow. The next time you're in cat pose, we're going to take the hips back to the heels and a prayer pose, reaching through the hands, reaching through the fingers. So you can rotate your awareness through the senses as a way of staying present, staying out of the thinking mind. Sense of touch, sight, sound. And there might even be another sense that you can feel, a sense of emotion or energy or vibe in the room that you're in, or maybe within you. Trying to be open and aware of our senses in all their different forms. It's pretty amazing to think that our brain is always absorbing these inputs from all the senses all the time. We just don't always are aware, not always aware that that's happening. But the brain is recording these. And they can come out later in dreams or emotions. It's always there. On an inhale, we're going to come on up, back onto hands and knees. And then let's walk the hands a little bit forward and bring the hips in line for a half plank pose. So shoulders over the hands, abdominals supporting, broad across the collarbone. I'm going to tuck your toes of your right foot, just lift the right knee, 3/4 plank pose, pressing back to that back heel. You might notice as the postures become more strenuous that our ability to stay connected to our senses also shifts. Maybe to those senses that we're feeling the strongest or demanding the attention. I'm going to bring that right knee down, and let's come to the other side. Press through your left heel, 3/4 plank, extending back through that way. So recognizing that we have the ability to be hyper-focused on one of the senses or maybe two of the senses, but we also have the ability to soften without losing connection. So finding a way of softening when things become hard, when things become unpleasant, softening that awareness around that thing without losing the connection. I'm going to bring that left knee back down again. I'm going to bend the elbows now, come all the way down to the floor. And tailbone down, shoulders back. We're going to lift the head and the chest in the cobra pose. Shoulders drawing down the back toward the hips, opening the neck and the chest. And exhale, lowering back down to the floor, abdominals in. Let's push up to half plank pose. From half plank, we're going to take your left foot out to the side and roll up for a half side plank pose. So your right foot will come down to the floor, hips will stack, shoulders are stacked. If you want to take your right hand up toward the ceiling, you can. Try to keep the hips a little forward still, so you keep that shoulder over your hand. Half side plank pose. Then we're going to come on back into your side plank, full half plank pose. Coming on down, half plank pose. We're going to come to the other side. So you're going to swing your right foot out now and rotate. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Your left foot coming to the floor. Keep those hips forward towards your hand so that your shoulders are over your right hand. I'm going to come on back into our half plank pose. And then walk the hands back towards your knees. We're going to take the knees wide, feet toward each other. And then keep walking your hands back up into a balancing squat. So you can adjust your feet any way that you like for your balancing squat. Knees out and maybe up towards your shoulders. And as you come on up to lift the head up and to the chest up, finding that place of balance, of drawing in toward your center line. Hands could maybe come to your heart. They might be over your head. Finding your challenge place in your balancing squat and trying to drop the hips a little lower. So knees start to work their way up toward the shoulders. And from here, we're going to work our way all the way up to standing. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders back and down. Connecting with the feet on the floor. On your inhale, now take the arms up and over the head. Palms together, crescent pose to the right, dropping down, extending. So the breath is a great way of staying in contact, staying in connection with that sense of touch. So we often associate touch with the skin, but there's also the entire lining of the lungs and the mucal cavities in the nose. These are places that are also exposed to the environment. So these are places where a sense of touch can come into play. So breath is a great way of tuning into that sense. On an inhale, let's come up through center and over to the other side. Crescent pose. And the breath, by moving through the lungs and connecting us with the lung tissue, also reminds us that we have skin, we have muscles, the whole body here. On inhale, and come on back up to center. Let's release the hands down to the lower back, fingers toward the floor. I'm going to draw the shoulders back and tailbone forward, back bend. Lift the center of the chest up, and you might look all the way back behind. The further back you go, the more the hips have to come forward. Breathing. Staying connected to our senses. Draw the abdominals in and come on up. We're going to come into Uttanasana, forward bend now, coming down slowly, using the abdominals to help. And once you're down, we're going to take that tailbone up toward the ceiling. Leg muscles are toned, upper body softens. Balancing your weight from the heels to the toes, right in the center of the feet, both arches of the feet lifting. Then we'll take the hands around the legs and start to pull in. So you're going to be drawing your chest more onto your thighs, and your head will drop down toward your feet. And tuning into your senses here. Is there one or more that's calling you more so, pulling your awareness? And then you can release the arms. We're going to bend the knees now and come up for a chair pose. Tailbone down toward the floor, knees bent, balancing the weight across the feet. We're going to open our senses now to the sense of smell. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. See if you can sense smell, smells in the room, smells of the body. Moving from that hyper sense of smell, softening your awareness around the sense of smell without losing connection. On inhale, come on up, releasing, straightening the knees, releasing the arms. All right, let's take the right foot forward, left foot back for warrior one. And square those hips. Tailbone straight down toward the floor, right knee over the ankle. When you're ready, arms up here, Virabhadrasana 1. Both feet evenly on the floor. Breath is flowing. The breath is moving through the back nasal cavity. Might be washing a bit over the back of the tongue. So opening your awareness to your sense of taste. Is there a taste in the mouth? You know, the sense of smell and the sense of taste are very closely related. Noticing if there is an effect on the tongue, on the taste. And then we'll soften the awareness around that, staying connected. Release the hands, the hips now, and step your back foot forward and your front foot back. We're going to come to the other side, warrior one. So have your left foot forward. Front knee bent, right over the ankle, tailbone straight down toward the floor. When you're ready, arms up overhead, Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior one, feet connected with the floor. Tuning into your senses. A softened gaze, softened eyes, softened ears. Softened sense of touch. Softened sense of smell. A softened sense of taste, but yet still connected with all of them. And then we're going to release the hands and step the feet together. Let's take your right foot forward and your left foot back. We're going to come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So if you're using a block for your triangle, it'll be to the outside of your right foot. Toes in on your left foot, toes out on the right, hips in line with the feet. When you're ready, come on down, Trikonasana. You're going to stack your shoulders, open the chest, connect the feet with the floor, draw into your core and radiate. So radiating out from the center of the body, all directions here. Coming back to your senses. Which ones get pushed aside? What inputs are you receiving? Toning the muscles around your right knee. Now we're going to bend that knee and come on up for warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Staying open and aware. Aware with all of your senses. Let's turn the palm of your right hand up toward the ceiling and reach up, reversed warrior. On inhale, we'll come back into warrior two. I want to bend that right arm, take the forearm to your right thigh, and your left hand all the way up and over your head, extended side angle pose. If you want, you could bend that right knee a little more, drop the hips down toward the floor, and really root into your left foot if you do that. Try to keep the shoulder drawing back. Breathing here, extending, extended side angle pose. Remembering that you can always soften your effort around your senses if one is particularly strong. Now on an inhale, I'm going to come on back up to warrior two. And we'll straighten that leg, release the hands. We're going to come to the other side, Trikonasana triangle on the left side. Left toes out, right toes in. Hips in line with the feet, both legs straight, both feet connected. And when you're ready, arms out and down, Trikonasana. So in particular, if you notice your mind starting to jump to a different topic, see if you come back to one of the senses. Opening your awareness, really observing, and then softening that and noticing the effect. And toning the muscles around your left knee, we'll bend that knee, come on up for warrior two. Noticing the effects of the transitions in the poses. You come into your next, into each of these poses. Something happened in the brain, or you're still aware. You still have that sense of calm. Another transition here. We'll turn your left palm up and reach up for reverse warrior. Try to maintain that same mental state, same quiet, calm. On inhale, we'll come on back to warrior two. Transition into extended side angle pose. Bend your left arm, forearm to the thigh, right shoulder way back, arm up and over the head. If you want a little more, you can bend that front knee, drop your hips straight down toward the floor, root into your back foot, and breathe. So oftentimes you'll hear in yoga classes people say, soften your effort. And that does mean softening the muscles that you're not needing, you don't need to use, but it also means soften that hyper awareness, hyper focus that may be on one particular sense, usually the sense of touch. It's not that you're ignoring it, you're just not giving it the really harsh awareness. Can reduce anxiety and stress, reducing cortisol in the body just by doing that. I'm going to inhale and come on back up to warrior two. And release the arms, straighten the legs, and step the feet together. Let's do a little bit of balancing. We're going to come into tree pose. We're going to balance on the right foot, standing on the right foot. Use any support that you need for your practice. The left knee will come out to the side, so the toes could be on the floor. The foot could be on your inner leg somewhere, just not on your knee of your standing leg. Finding your tree, your expression of tree. Keeping the breath flowing. Maybe opening to your senses here. Staying aware and connected to what the body needs to balance. But also noticing, what does the mind need to balance? Checking in with the breath. And then we'll slowly make our way out on that side. And we're going to try the other side. So left leg is standing leg. The right knee comes out to the side, but the hips don't swing. They stay where they are. That right foot comes up anywhere onto your standing leg. Or maybe the toe stays on the floor. Using whatever support you may need. Finding a place that is both challenging and a place into which you can soften. So all of the same things we've been working on today apply here. That hyper focus, hyper efforting is just going to cause tension in the body. So first we open up to that to understand where we are, and then we can soften. Softening around our senses. But staying connected, staying authentic, staying present. Turning into the breath. And then we'll make our way out and back to 2 feet. Okay, we're going to come on down onto the floor. And let's have a strap. Grab a hold of a strap as you come down. And we're going to be down onto your back. Start with knees bent, feet on the floor. And I'm going to take the strap now around both feet. I'm going to kick both feet up towards the ceiling. So hopefully your strap is long enough that your arms don't have to strain to reach it. When we get your feet up, gonna press through your heels and draw your toes a little bit back toward your nose. So pressing through your heels will straighten out those legs. And I want you to bring your awareness to your lower back. If your lower back is really flat on the floor, I'd like you to try to think about lifting the lower back. So getting a little tiny arch in the lower back by taking your tailbone straight down toward the floor. If your lower back is already in a big arch, then I'd like you to think about dropping your rib cage just a bit toward the floor. Try to find a neutral spine. So the abdominals can drop down toward the floor here. And you can breathe into the belly. Try and soften the face, the chest, whole upper body. And keeping the lower back in a neutral spine position, I'm going to start to pull with your hands to take your feet over your head, only to the point where you start to feel the lower back become flatter. So when you start to feel that, you're going to stop there. That's breathing, pressing through your heels, lengthening out the legs, breathing into the belly. Open up to your senses here. What's your whole experience? And then we'll bend the knees and release your strap. And then draw the knees in toward your shoulders. So we're going to separate the knees. You can grab a hold of your shins or the knees and pulling them in close, but toward the shoulders so that they're a little bit apart. We're going to connect with that lower back. I'm going to try as much as you can here to maintain a neutral spine. So you're rounding up. We're trying to keep just a little tiny arch in that lower back. Keeping your knees where they are now. We're going to kick the feet up towards the ceiling and reach up for happy baby pose. So you can grab a hold of your feet, ankles, or shins. Separating the feet, allowing the knees to drop toward the shoulders. And now in this one, there might be a bit of rounding in the back, and that's okay. And then we'll release the feet. We'll bring the back down onto the floor. And let's extend your right leg long. Take your left foot onto your right thigh. And then bring your right hand to your left knee. And then roll everything over to the right side. So you're going to bring that knee over toward the floor. Open the chest in the opposite direction, left shoulder down. So allowing the body to twist. Breathing into the twist, into the belly, into the chest. You're opening the senses to your whole experience. Inhale, we're going to roll on back up to center and switch sides. So we'll extend the left leg long. Your right foot on the left thigh and the hand on the right knee, rolling everything over to the left. And then open the chest, drop your right shoulder down. Inhale, roll on back to center. You can make your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. Finding a comfy place to let go. Allow the breath to deepen and movement to return to the body. And as you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Hands together at the heart. Thank you all for joining and for sharing a yoga practice. Take care of yourselves, get outside, enjoy the weather, and I will see you next time. Namaste.